Hello reviewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Computer Wednesday, we're going to talk about Frameworks Next Gen Event 2026. So let's dive deep into it. So this event happened very recently, 21st April 2026, San Francisco, USA. And this puppy had two puppies, which was in-person event, as in like they physically flew in a lot of the people, press media and all that. And they also had the live stream. So that was there, and they announced what they're gonna do for 2026. Now, big deal was there were some steps taken by Framework that was like, are you sure you're still gonna be the same company that people are excited about, hopeful for? They're like, nah, we gotta reinforce that puppy. Like, you do not have to doubt, because again, at the end of the day, it's all about philosophy. So they're like, nah, our core philosophy is stable, solid, sorted, reinforced. That's good. And they took some big gamble. And if you understand how economics work, you have to understand that only shows one thing, that their sales volume is rising. It may not be like magnificently huge, but it is there. It is rising, and in enough scale, so to say, that it matters, and financially it matters. So they took something that are like, you're making some money now. On top of that, there was not a single mention of AI. And again, this is literally from their live stream, and they started as like, okay, we're gonna bring AI. It's like everybody was like cringing so hard. It's like, yeah, that's a joke. It was funny. It's like Framework, AI. He actually made presentation. It's like AI has changed the world. AI. I was like, yeah. Nobody bought that. Like that was the funny thing. Everyone's like, huh? Are you sure? It's like nothing. So these were their lineup, basically 4 core categories. Now they're expanding that. And again, I have to say, this is almost becoming like a Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi, when it came out, it was just stuff, a Pi. And the idea was that people will do cool things with it. And this, the company actually showcasing other people. And by the way, they actually flown in the hardware. As in, there was like, if you were in person, you could have seen all these hardware there. It's like, hey, somebody made some ortholinear keyboard, go YOLO on it. Somebody made like miniature keyboard, go YOLO on it. Somebody put a freaking mechanical keyboard, go YOLO on it. So, and there were like a lot of music. One person literally has a full size mechanical keyboard, I think 60% mechanical keyboard. And behind it, it's literally a computer. Back in the days, we used to have that. And again, let me be very clear. Can you do that with other laptops? Maybe, but they are not designed to do that, and they're gonna fight you. This is just like, hey, our main board is, this is the dimension. Will your project work with that dimension? If yes, go. And they are showcasing it. That's a big deal. That means there are enough competent people using your competent hardware to make cool projects. Like, it's not something it would happen, it could happen. It's like, it did happen. We did not even have to do anything. We just have to showcase them. So it does. That's why I said, like, there is one thing to say a philosophy in 2021, another to deliver on that philosophy in 2026. So laptop 13 Pro, this is their refresh of 13 series, and they're maintaining, still be mindful, you could have bought that exact frame in 2021 and they're still maintaining backwards and forward cover, meaning if all you want a bigger battery and chassis, you can buy the modern chassis, bigger battery, and keep your old hardware intact. You could do that. You literally, a battery is one of those things that are consumable. So I do not mind too much about it. Like, battery is a consumable item. Main complaint people had is like, hey, I like your stuff, but it's too luch-puch, too loose. I need something like so they're like, okay, got it. I have no idea why laptop company requires CNC milling, because stamped steel should be strong enough. But again, I think it's a scale problem. Car companies are like, bro, we can make like paper thin steel rigid enough. It's like, why can't you make a laptop rigid enough? I'm pretty sure it's a scale problem. So they're like, okay, we're just gonna go the Apple route. And again, people are like, okay, again, it's very wasteful to do so. You are taking a billet and just machining 93 away. Like, but we can recycle it. Recycling is not free. Recycling is not free. You have to melt it. 800 degrees Celsius of a liquid metal is not free. So again, from an environmental point of view, that's like, but again, if it leads to people keeping their laptop for longer, that may cancel out. But again, if you are like, hey, I want quality, have fun. And because they were doing this whole refresh, they're like, okay, now let's increase the pocket of the battery. So battery went from 61 watt hour to 74 watt hour. And that's just the physical tank becoming better. They also made sure the efficiency of the hardware is improved, as in the main board. And this is where they're flexing the most. They are now working with Core Ultra Series 3, which is very latest, a 18 Armstrong process node. So this puppy is fast, efficient, and low cost. That's the critical part. I have lived so long that Intel used to be like for rich people, AMD for poor people, to inverse of that where AMD is for rich people, Intel for poor people, and now we are in that era, Intel is for poor people. So again, Intel does have good technological stack. It's just that they pissed on customer for way too long. So it does have good onboard GPU, 12xe, which again, I'm hearing rumors that Arc GPU might just shut down. So having that, and this is a good development I have noticed in recent time. Like when my brother first got his laptop, he is like, I think on third or fourth laptop right now. So he goes through a lot of laptop. Unless you have a dedicated GPU, and be mindful, a decent dedicated GPU are idiotically expensive, and mid-range one will simply mean it is somewhat useful. Now to current era, as in like anything after 2022, you could get actual competent SoC that has GPU and CPU that is both competent. So that's a good thing. And because Intel does have a better technological stack, as in Thunderbolt is their proprietary technology, they have 4 Thunderbolt port. Technically, USB 4 is the same thing, but Thunderbolt is a far more stricter regulation you have to clear. Intel knows that. So that's why 4 Thunderbolt port. They improved the touchpad. Everybody was like, Apple touchpad is great. Okay. And this company is surprisingly open to things, where it's like, oh, this was not good enough. We're going to work our ass off to make it good enough. That's a big thing. That's a like flat out. You have a problem, we're going to work our ass off to fix it. Speaker, which again, let that be very clear. There are only few vendors in this planet that make speaker module. Like I'm talking the actual module. How the heck Apple, everybody's like Apple. It's like, it's not the Apple, it's the Apple ecosystem. As in, they design the chassis so it resonates properly. And again, it's completely tightly coupled. They also spend a lot of software time to make sure the tuning actually brings out the best. It takes time. And they're like, hey, framework, we are big, but not that big. We're directly going to hire some big puppies. Which are the big puppies? Dolby. There is no puppy bigger than that puppy. So they're like, okay, let's just Dolby, deal with this. So they gave a new speaker module and tuning that actually allows it to shine. And early review samples are like, it's good. Not whoa, but like, it's good. Like you will be like, But again, I'm from a headphone life kind of guy, so it does not matter to me, but you may find it useful. That is their side firing speakers instead of back firing speakers. And first laptop, there was a Lenovo laptop and there was a precursor Dell laptop, but again, Dell was different item. Lenovo, something happened to it. It disappeared almost out of the market. I think because of RAM crisis, nobody even wants to make it. They have become the first mainstream one that has LPCAMM2 DDR5X 64 gigs module available. Like you can buy it. You will be the first one to using this puppy. Now, the reason why I said like it means they are selling a lot. This is the first time they are getting a custom built panel. Now, let them figure there are more than enough vendors, be it LG, be it other companies that will manufacture panels for you. That's not a big issue. It's like pick up a phone, they will manufacture exactly to what you want. You want this much power consumption, you want this much refresh rate, everything you want, it can be done for you. But you have to write a big blank check. So that means this company has sold enough of it that they are confident enough to risk that kind of adventure. Like for example, why the heck their numbers are so weird? It's like, 2880 to 1920. They learned from people's feedback. It's like, do not go partial scaling. It's like basically if I give you an 8K video file and if you have to shrink it to 4K, it's super easy for computer. It's 4 pixel to 1 pixel, super easy. If I give you 6K and I want you to scale it to 4K, yeah, your computer will poop itself. It's a brutal calculation. Calculation matrix have to be utilized because again, it's not one-to-one conversion. I used to work in 3D game art. Trust me, our texture artist teacher will teach us that. Like, understand this. You never scale anything half. You always scale full pixels or don't scale it. So that's why the resolution is something like this. Like they learned it the hard way that Linux does not have the same oomph that Windows does when it comes to font scaling. So they're like, hey, just go complete units. So when you scale it up, it's super easy. Either set it to 100%, set it to 200%. You don't have to set it to 133%. Solve that issue. They have, again, custom panel, you get that advantage. Touch screen, I wanted it. They got the touch screen. Refresher, 30 to 120 Hertz. GG, they got it. 700 nits. That was like, damn. And the best flex I've seen, Linux literally takes it out is in the sunlight and it's visible. What black magic is this? Now be mindful, 700 might sound lame if you're coming from mobile phone ecosystem because even this puppy can go to like 1000. You have to understand, as you increase the surface area, that requires exponentially larger energy budget. So it's not one-to-one scaling. It's a bit difficult. And most laptops, cheap laptops, are 300 to 400, 700 nits, and with enough what you call a matte finish that you can actually see in the sunlight, shut up, take money. Like flat out, this will happen if you are actually spending time and making the panel for yourself, for your own requirement. You can beat anything that is available, because even companies like Dell, HP, Lenovo, most of the time they still have like one stack of LCDs and that's it. That's used in multiple models. They do refresh it. They will decide, okay, now it's the time to go to touchscreen. They will work on it, develop it, but once they develop it, they'll not touch it for like 5-6 years and at least 30 to 40 models. So this is a big deal. 700 nits LCD, and you're like, okay, why LCD? Technicians like that. Technicians do not like OLED, and again, this is a goddamn OLED. It's already dying here. So I can understand if somebody's like, OLED does not last long. This was very expensive investment in my channel. It's already dying. So I can understand that. From a tech point of view, I understand that it's like LCD. Again, I'm hopeful if they sell more of it, there is a good chance that in future they might even have that panel as an option. And that would be amazing. That would be mind-bogglingly amazing that you can choose, hey, you want LCD that you just buy and forget? Yeah, I'm good with that. Hey, but I want like, Netflix, okay, I need OLED panel. You can get OLED panel. So it's basically laptop 13 that they had, Pro, which is upgraded chassis, improved ergonomics, so to say, and more reinforced, so to say. And most of the items you can go back to the older system, meaning if you had the model from 2021, you cannot swap the battery. Other than that, everything else can be swapped. Yes, that means including the new touchpad, you can send the new touchpad to the old system. That's how, like, it's not that they made a promise, it's that they delivered on the goddamn promise. And in the same time, AI companies went from open for public to F the public. Now that was just the laptop, flagship laptop. They have also done other things that are improvement. For example, framework, everybody was happy with the 16, but they were not happy with the look and feel. Too many segments, arm hair guy, or like, yeah, they were not happy with it. So they're like, okay, we're gonna give you one piece one. Basically, it's a feedback loop. They launched something, people were like, it's cool, we like the idea, it's just execution is not that great. It's like, I got you, we're gonna fix it. So that is there. Haptic touchpad, again, touchpad is, they're focusing very seriously on touchpad. And again, I'm an old school mouse guy, so I have no idea what they're talking about, but people say like there is a certain feel to Mac touchpads where it's like it just works, while Windows is like poo-poo. So that this much obsessive focus on touchpad, I'm faithful that this will be good. And again, be mindful, last one was also good, this one is better. So I'm pretty sure in 2-3 more iterations, they'll be like, nah, we crossed that threshold. We crossed that threshold. There used to be a threshold back in the day in Android and Apple. It's like you scroll, Apple was like butter, Android was like, Now Android is like 120 baby. So it will happen. Again, seeing a company really putting in the effort, that's the most amazing part. It's not black magic that Apple has access to. It's just that it has some people who spend serious amount of time to getting it down. So haptic touchpad is there. Ryzen 5, a lot of people are like, okay, you have high-end Ryzen on a high-end motherboard. It's the overall cost of 16 was a bit too stupid. So like, okay, what if you do not need like GG flex power? It's like, okay, Ryzen 5 option. Oculink. This shows to me that somebody is directly buying boatload of framework on server admin. This only makes sense to them because you have to understand laptops have the same silicon as your desktop system. Of course, desktop CPU silicon might have more headroom thermal wise, power wise, but silicon is the same. So why can't you do much more with your laptops? Because it's the PCI lane that can do things. It's not exposed. It's not on a motherboard where it's just like expose everything. So this laptop has the unique advantage that it has 8 raw PCI lanes exposed. As in this module, the GPU module, you can throw it out and now you have 8 PCI lane exposed. So it's like, hey, what if we use Oculink, a link designed for server industry and certain use cases where you can have PCI lane going out. Now, hesitate, can't you do that with Thunderbolt? No, Thunderbolt converts it. This is low latency and raw. So fundamentally, it's a whole different ballgame. Now, Oculink is not designed for consumer use. It's because it cannot be hot blood. You cannot just like laptop is running and potang, kaput. You cannot do that. So it has to be connected when it's off. So again, it's a dev kit, but does it allow to do things? Let me put it this way. This people who are gonna get this, they might be making a badass server with this because again, 8 PCI lane, 5.0. That's a lot of speed. And the CPUs that they have, it's powerful CPU. So that will be bonkers amount of capability on a laptop. So that's a dev kit. Again, it's not for you and I, it's for future things to come. And again, I'm pretty sure a lot of server people are interested in it, because this is not a normal civilian use case, like having off-key links. I mean, like, and can you connect desktop graphics with this? Yes. And will it work? Yes. No, but it's only 8 lane rather than 16. Trust me, PCI 5.0 is so fast. It's like, you good, brother. You good. You do not have to worry about it. You good. No matter which GPU you put 5090 into it, it's still like, bro, you good. Don't worry about it. So that is a very high capability unlocked door there. Like, plug it in, enjoy. So that they are developing. And the whole dream of Framework was that other companies will make things and sell on our hardware. That happened. This is the first third-party major release that I would say. It's a WISDPI. I have no idea who came up with it. They have their all products also, and some products you may have heard of. It's like they are making a small remote monitoring systems, meaning plug it into your computer's electrical wire system and all that, and now you have remote access onto it. So this is 10 Gbps. 10 Gbps on a laptop. Shut up, take money. And again, that's why I'm saying, like, somebody who's using heavy tech, something like, Wendell from Level 1 Tech, that kind of guy is using Framework. This would not make sense to even sell. They are like selling it on a third-party system. So that's there. And Framework was like, okay, we have an issue that there is no good alternative. Like, all of you may have experienced this. Laptop webcams and even desktop webcams are all poo-poo. As in, like, when I was a student in 3D Game Artist, student era, like 10-15 years ago, there was only one camera that you could have bought that was useful. That was Logitech C922. It's still the same camera. There is no upgrade. There is nothing. Nobody even bothered to do that. Logitech has become that kind of brand. They make it good enough, but they will never improve. So this company is literally targeting. Framework is directly targeting on Logitech system. It's like Logitech made it good enough and they are milking money from it. This is like, okay, what if we made it actually even better? Now, would this be fundamentally better than that system? Again, depends. If you like their keyboard style, you may. But touchpad will be better. Touchpad will be better fundamentally. Again, that is like a very minor thing. It's like very niche use case. But again, if you are unhappy with it, maybe give it a shot. Another aspect is like, okay, why Framework is the firmware of this is open. Now, does that matter? Yes, I can use this as a macro deck. Every button could be a custom symbol, custom command code, even using auto hotkey. So I can go YOLO on it. So there is a value of having a full keyboard that's firmware is open. And on top of that, hardware is open. Throw away the goddamn keyboard, buy this. That's the interesting part. Nowadays, every Tom, Dick and Harry can make a custom keyboard, which a lot of people do. Now, using the module, this module would have required most of the development. Buy the module, ta-da! You can make a quality wireless keyboard. Like, flat out, it's like, oh, we have this hardware, you are happy with the hardware, enjoy the hardware, and battery is replaceable. And if you're like, hey, I want to develop my own, again, that's why I showed you guys that people are developing like custom keyboards. So like, bro, we have a module for it, wireless module, supported. So that's a big thing. And a lot of other small tweaks, if I talk all of them, might sound boring, but again, it shows that they have a feedback loop where it's like, okay, this was an issue, we fixed it. This was an issue, we fixed it. That's the main takeaway here. Like, people are like, okay, we're gonna replace the GPU. What the hell are we gonna do with the GPU module? It's like, they said they're gonna release it, that where you can dock your GPU module and use it as an external GPU. Ta-da! They're like, external GPU, people are like, no, don't do that. Give us that raw PCI lane. Ta-da! Give us 10 Gbps. Ta-da! It's like they're actually listening to the customer. Now we come to the core essence, philosophy. So it's a new company that kept their word. Be mindful, this is before ChatGPT and after ChatGPT. So everything they said that we're going to work our ass off and we're going to deliver it, and they did. Remove the cost part. I'm not talking about the cost because, again, Apple sells their hardware. So it's like, that does not matter here. Now, you could actually upgrade it part by part. You can have Theseus laptops, so to say. That's the thing. 5-year-old. Old. Let that be very clear. No company would have even dared to do that. They're like, bro, we good. We got this. And tailor-made, what you call display is a big statement. Like, same way it was a big jump that they actually started to offer NVIDIA GPU. This is another big jump that you have a display that is tailor-made for you. So they are clearing big milestone. This is from their graph, their presentation. It's like tick, 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 sales volume is going up. Meaning I'm pretty sure now they have a bit amount of breathing room with their cash. So they do have deep enough pocket at this point in time. And using this LP cam, and this give me the most hope, because a lot of people were complaining. And again, even I was like, what the hell they were doing is this LLM masterpiece. It has soldered RAM. Now, they said that it was because AMD was like, we did not design the SoC, again, that sort of system to handle this puppy. So it will not be a wise decision. Cool, awesome, no problem. But how do we know that is the truth? Again, Intel's worked with them, tada, we got it. That means I can be somewhat hopeful that next iteration of this sort of desktop might have this LP cam, which is a big deal. Now, LP cam does matter here because everybody is now convinced that you have to solder memory. Why? LP does not work without that. Low power, as in low energy state. RAM is a volatile memory. It must require power in order to keep it. So, sleep also consumes energy. LP consumes very little. This cassette style, it's been unchanged for almost 25 years. It has reached a theoretical limit. So, this solves that issue, as in all the chips can talk to CPU far more efficiently, meaning they require less voltage to transmit signals, and translation, less energy wasted. And it's higher speed. Why higher speed? Because again, speed means signal integrity. Signal integrity means signal timing. Signal timing means trace length matching. Google that if you want to see fancy patterns in PCB. So this chip must be talking to the CPU at the same time as this chip, meaning all those things must have the same latency period. If it does not have that, if like one is arriving earlier than not, laptop will keep itself slowing down until it makes sure that all are matching. It will not go faster. It has to have trustworthy time. That's why overclocking makes it unstable, because again, trace length was designed for one specific frequency, or one maximum frequency, so to say. After that, it could work, it may not work. So this cam profile, instead of having cassette, wherever you are like taking 3 dimensions of ball grid array and forcing it into 2 dimension, is like, hey, 3-dimension direct communication. Why? What is the most fastest, highest throughput connection in a computer infrastructure? CPU. How the heck CPU communicates to so many PCI lane, PCI 6.0, how the heck it does that? It does not go to 3D to 2D, it goes to a chip that is literally 2 dimensions, and it does not force it going into 1 dimension. It's like, okay, go directly down, 3D, go down, ball grid array. This is ball grid array. That physically gives you enough contact points that you can just trace route it. And now, because again, modern motherboards could be multiple layer, every single chip, like this chip, this chip, this chip, this chip, all of those chips are getting precise, traced, matched much easily compared to other systems. So now not only you can have lower power consumption, you can have higher frequency and stable frequency while being modular. So that's a big deal, very big deal. Now, does that mean server will use it? Hell no. Server have infinite budget, so to say, in terms of energy wise. They'll brute force the stick system. It does give you more cooling, more stacking ability. This does not stack, meaning you have to throw this whole thing away and put a new one there. So that is a growing pain. But if this does not happen, DDR6 will only be soldered. So let that be very clear. We need this to work, otherwise there will not be a DDR6. So that's a good jump. Again, Dell did come up with a good idea. JEDEC did took it in. Lenovo did try to brought it. Some people are saying the handheld units will also introduce it. But then RIME crisis happened and everybody forgot about it. They are the only one who was like still holding on. Because again, if this does not work, there is no DDR6. Let that be very clear. You need this for DDR6. Higher frequency will not support that interface. Not without consuming bonkers amount of power. And so far, all these things are like, tech system. One is the biggest business decision is official Ubuntu support. A corporation cannot risk, even if they're like, hey, we are running like, hundreds of laptops for our tech team, which again, all of them are comfortable with command line. They are working with the server backend. They're cool with that, but they cannot buy a laptop unless it's certified by the operating system. Like for example, it's when you buy a Steam Deck, that console, you are buying Steam. You're not buying Arch. You're not buying Linux. You are literally buying Steam OS. Steam is guaranteeing that our drivers will work, our licensing system will work, everything. It will work. We are taking care of that. So same way, Ubuntu also has a ecosystem where they're like, no, we've validated. So if there is a company that's like, I need Linux laptops, they're like, okay, Ubuntu has some options. So they will buy those. They will not buy, let's take a cheap Windows laptop. Let's format it. They're not going to do that because they do not trust the driver tree. When it's certified, you trust the driver tree. Like back in the days, Windows also had, like Windows Vista supported, compatible and all that. That's the whole point. Meaning somebody else is taking responsibility of driver tree management. So having Ubuntu matters, not Linux. Like Linux is just a core. Having Ubuntu, a company putting some effort into it, elbow grease into it, framework and Ubuntu working together, that gives a probability that Ubuntu mostly keeps getting, revisions, patchwork, hardware systems for testing and validation. It's almost like, when as a game artist, like we have to launch a game on, let's say, PlayStation 4, we'll get a PlayStation 4 dev kit so we can run it, so we can verify it. Same thing happens here. Validation matters. And without that validation, companies cannot risk it. With that validation, it's just a thing. You can just buy it. It's just, okay, buy it. So that's a very big jump. Like, runs Linux really well. That's a big faith point where it's like, no, I can trust it now, company-wise, as in like, oh, I can give it a shot. And again, if you are running hundreds of them, the service cost will start to pile up. So this is a very good system. So at this point in time, framework no longer feels like we are barely holding on to, like, no, we are growing, like struggling to growing. This phase feels like mathematically, economically behaves like they're in growing phase. Like getting certification, getting custom panels, getting world's first mass deployment technology. It's like, these are going good. And again, this almost made everybody worry. Again, I was also worried. So I'm happy that they are getting this. But somebody said like this only goes to 256-bit. They required 512-bit, 512-bit. So I'm like, okay, put two of them. Again, it is doable, but company have to start from that, meaning AMD for next generation, they have to start working with that. It's like, okay, we're gonna use LP CAM memories. Let's design for it. So what can we expect in the future? Well, here's the deal. They are solving two core problems. It is expensive, let that be very clear. But again, people buy Apple devices, so I do not see the problem. It is expensive, but it is reasonably expensive. It used to be very expensive. Now the price delta is very tight. So that is there. And the two problems that they are solving is Windows. Windows is becoming poo-poo. And we have no other alternative to Windows. Like practically speaking, nothing else is there. So that created a scenario where people are ready, hungry for switching. And you must have noticed that, like, Linux share of the market grew up exponentially recently. Why? Steam. Steam OS literally sold millions of gaming PC directly. So that's people are ready to switch. They feel like, dude, give me something useful, I'm gonna switch. So in that sort of environment, having Ubuntu certification, that's a very big deal for, company point of view. Oh, we have to deploy 100 Linux laptop. Which company can we find that? There are other companies. There are other companies. It's just that framework has the best hardware package. So like, okay, we have the hardware package, we have the software package, we have a like OS company that is validating the drive tree. We have the company that is validating the hardware tree. We can trust it. That's a big thing. And be mindful, country level, as in France, Germany, Denmark, all three have signed up an agreement with each other and with their civilian government, is that they're going to slowly replace all the Microsoft slop, so to say. Flat out. They got so pissed off. It's like, it's passed in a parliament. We're going to displace all the Microsoft system. They have to. That's how bad it has become. So in those sort of, they're not going to buy like, oh, we're going to buy HP and then we're going to format it. Like, does not Dell have that? Yes and no. Dell have that, HP has that, Lenovo has that. Good luck finding them. And they are not that much eager to work with Ubuntu or even Arch. They are not that much eager. They have the hardware. They're like, somebody does check and validate it, but they are not eager to it. Framework is eager to work with them. So that does create a incentive structure more towards this. And another aspect is, this is the software thing. They are solving the issue that people are fed up with Microsoft, but they need something that just works. Like you plug it in, it just works. And if it does not work, you can have a proper communication, because biggest hurdle with Linux is everybody has their own Linux, meaning you have a problem. It's like, oh, my printer is not working. Yeah, because you're an idiot, you are not using Arch. Now you're like, okay, you use Arch, and it's like, okay, my controller is, oh yeah, because you are an idiot, you have to use Kali, you have to use every problem has that answer. Yeah, that cannot work. That's why I said, like, Steam OS is not Linux. It's not Arch. It's Steam OS. Steam is taking the responsibility for that. Same way, framework has to take responsibility for Ubuntu. You use our laptop, we sell it to you, we take care of Ubuntu part. So that's why it is a big deal to have that certification on a country level. And laptop wise, the biggest problem with laptop is like no company puts any effort into it anymore. Like there is no effort. You can literally have HP releasing same type of laptop for 5-6 years and all of them have exact same hinge problem. Apple releases such a poo-poo hardware that even with multi-trillion dollar company backing multi-million dollar lawyer, they lose. That's how many class action lawsuits they have lost. It's like they just lose. It's like even a judge look at it, it's like, dude, this is poo-poo. You can't have a freaking laptop that breaks because of dust. You can't have a laptop, oh, you opened and closed it fast enough, so the ribbon broke. It's like, ribbon did not broke. Ribbon broke because you hired a CEO whose sole job was to penny pinch, and he's like, okay, the ribbon has some slack. What if we F the customer and shrink the slab? Yeah. Oh, what if people come to us for repair because it's a crappy hardware in now? We're gonna F them and we're gonna say we have a water detection system and that turns red when there is water ingress. Here's the deal. What is the water ingress? Moisture, humidity. Yeah. F the customer. So they lose. Let that be very clear. They lose. That's how blatant they are. Versus this. Yeah, somebody just made it into a tablet because why not? Why the heck not? So that's the whole point. Polish is missing dearly. And these companies are like pooping out models, like 10,000 models. I'm not even joking. They actually have that much. And that's why there is no driver support for any model that is a bit few years older. It's like lol. So having that sort of polish is like, okay, this is our hardware. We're gonna support it. We're gonna support the damn thing for 5 years. Damn. On hardware level, driver level, firmware level, that's like, damn. It's there. And again, they are focusing on feedback. For example, a lot of people are like, okay, black laptops are cool, but they are boring. What if you had some color? Boom. Two-tone, subtle, sober, old school, keyboard colors. I'm like, damn. This shows that somebody is actually paying attention to it. Like you have a feedback, oh, your arm hair is getting pinched in so many slims, no problem. We're going to give you one-piece model. Done. Take it and go home. So this is a very big, very positive change where it's like, oh, you have a problem, we're going to fix it. It's not just like, oh, F you. Oh, your iPhone is bending because F you. So I'm very happy with this. Like this company actually having a feedback loop. So better display, touchpads, feature set, all of them. It's like, hey, we needed this. Boom, you get it. People are like, you need touchscreen. Boom, you get it. So for example, a normal bitching process there, oh, it's expensive. Here's the deal, you can buy 3 laptops and rather than updating this, you can buy 3 laptops. Here's the deal, now you have 2 laptops of e-waste. You have 1 planet. Make a decision wisely and you can't bitch afterwards. Like once you contaminate the planet, once you starve to death, you can't complain about it. You made that decision willingly. You could have suffered a little bit and be fine or to give money to Apple executives so they can buy Epstein Island again. You made that choice. Willingly and knowingly because you are too goddamn lazy. So it's up to you. It's up to you. I do not expect Framework to ever release in India because India is like, we want it for free. Yeah, it won't be free. But again, run 100 of these laptops, instantly it will start to make money back. And again, that's why I'm pretty sure they have sold a boatload of these 12. Again, you cannot just pick up a phone and order a custom display. Try that. There are a lot of companies, but try that. Hey, I want custom display. So again, I'm very happy. Like they're actually showing that they are true to their words, bringing modern technology, and I own it. So it's a very cheap for you in long run. It's very cheap for the planet in the long run. Or you can be like, okay, let's give money to Apple so they can buy new islands. We went from, yacht because yacht is boring. Let's buy whole islands now. So that's up to you. Future is up to you. And it's like, but it's not the latest and greatest. You have a simple choice here. You can bitch about it and die. And again, I do not like the idea that, oh, now laptops are repairable. They are not repairable because the company wanted. They are repairable because European Union is passing a law. You must replace the battery. And I do not like the idea of government overreach in everything because you are evil. Like government should not come to you and be like, stop deleting people. That should not be a government's thing. You should not be that evil. But again, I cannot blame the companies. If company piss on you and you drink it like a champagne, I cannot blame the company. So you have an option. And again, they are doing good. I wish them all the best and let's see what happens. So this was my presentation on the new updates that happened and gives us some amount of hope in this world. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike. Press it twice to show makes disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and press the hype icon if you liked it. Thanks for watching.